My name is Mocha Moizelle, and I went through the enlightenment process. So, enlightenment is when you go through the ascension process and you embody God's energy in the flesh and you move in divine alignment. This is where you unlock your magic. You get a clearer understanding of the spiritual world and your spiritual gifts. A popular person known for this is Jesus. who was trying to educate people on this during his era, and it's also why people mistake him as God or they confuse him as God. But all in all, he was trying to teach you about the enlightenment or the ascension process. So, in order to achieve a state of enlightenment, you have to understand the spiritual world in its totality and the interconnectedness of everything seen and unseen. So, you can read more about my process and how to go achieve enlightenment if that's your desire in my book Decolonizing the Divine. This is a pre-colonial and ancient understanding of divine energy with modern science and things interwoven into it, so you can get a clearer picture and a more direct approach to how to go through the enlightenment process. Okay, so there are 5 tools that God gave you to achieve enlightenment for self-mastery and spiritual mastery. Okay, so here are the 5 tools. First tool, of course, is God. So, again, like I said, when you go through the ascension process, you embody God's energy in the flesh. So, God is an infinite, intelligent energy. Before colonialism, ancient societies understood that God was something that you embodied. God was an energy that flows through you, okay? Embodying the energy of God in the highest form requires cleaning and maintaining your energetic system, which is essentially what religions and spiritual practices are attempting to convey, right? So again, during that era, during that time when they were writing these texts, okay, they didn't necessarily have the phrasing or maybe the understanding fully of quantum physics and things like that, and energetics. But essentially, that's what it is. It's energy clearing. It's keeping your energetic system clear so you can have a direct line of communication with God. Okay. And again, more about that process in my book. The second tool that God gave you for self and spiritual mastery and to achieve enlightenment is the elements, the earth, nature, animals. Okay, so these are the things that sustain us and keep us functioning. We cannot do anything without these elements, right? But most of us aren't aware of the duality that they possess. Okay, the earth is alive. Okay, you are alive, the earth is alive. That's why we have this interchanging dynamic. Okay, having the awareness of this helps us establish more of a collaboration. Okay, relationship as opposed to it being solely parasitic, where we think we just take, and we don't learn how to sustain and interact with the world in a more collaborative manner. Okay, this again was a natural understanding that ancient societies understood, right? The elements are, and they were very essential in spiritual practices before it became demonized in most cultures. Okay, so the earth and the world that we live in also serves spiritual duality and spiritual purposes. So once we understand this, okay, again, we expand our awareness, and that allows for more spiritual communication to happen. Okay, the third thing that God gave you was your ancestors. You carry the cellular memory of your ancestors. You carry that genetic DNA. So what they experienced in the physical, which is also which the scientific term for that may be called epigenetics, depending on where you are. Okay. But epigenetics is basically the DNA that you carry from your ancestors. That's not just your physical form. Okay. So what your ancestors experienced in the physical can very well be influencing your existence today. Okay, so that's why it's important to venerate your ancestral lineage, and you connect with your ancestral lineage, and this allows them, when you venerate your ancestors, you're venerating yourself. You're raising your energy, and you're raising the energy of your entire genetic line. Okay, so when you do this, this allows them to work with you in the spiritual. Okay, and they can help you and guide you, because again, your awareness is open. You understand that this exists in the spiritual world, okay? And when you clear that energetic block, you clear for you and your future generations, right? So again, they can help you navigate things down here in the physical, your life, your experiences, um, your ancestors play a pivotal role in spiritual guidance. Okay, and again, this was something that was understood before it became demonized, ashamed, or people didn't understand it. They became disconnected from my ancestors. Right. That's why society was able to run and flow so fluently. Like we had a natural understanding of the spiritual world. We walked between the spiritual and the physical world. It wasn't such a scary thing. Like that was the norm. That was known. Like we connect with our ancestors in the spiritual because we are still connected to them, right? Anyways, so moving forward, the fourth thing that God gave you was astrology and the planetary system. So, astrology offers you insight into cosmic patterns, right? And how the planets can influence our human experience. So, people with a strong knowledge of astrology can anticipate or predict events or collective transitions. So, right now, astrology predicted that we are in a transitionary state, like the world will be changing. We're coming into a more enlightened phase or an enlightened period of humanity. Thank goodness. I think it's we're returning, okay, but we're moving towards that phase to where things will be changing for the higher good. Okay, but yeah, astrology can help you anticipate things like this. It can help you predict events, and it can help you understand emotional and behavioral patterns in people. Okay, due to their astrological makeup, right? So we all have the different the different functionalities of the planetary system within us, but we just may operate more dominantly in the other. That's why people are so fixated on their zodiac signs and things like that. We all have them within us, but we just depending on when we came, we have more things that we operate in more dominantly that help us get to what we're trying to go or serve the purpose that we are put down here to do, basically. Okay, so the astrology, astronomy, the planetary system, the cosmos is also a tool to help you navigate and master yourself and master the spiritual world. And the last thing that God gave you to master yourself was you. You are an extension of all of these things in human form. You are an extension of God. You are an extension of the elements. You are an extension of the ancestors. You are an extension of the cosmos. When you activate your awareness of the components of everything and understand that they don't exist in isolation and that you are inherently tied to them, you expand your awareness and you free up your energy to allow the guidance to flow in more efficiently and smoothly. And this is how you get to an enlightened state, right? It basically enlightenment is requiring you to lighten up, right? So to do that, you have to like let go of all the things that are so we are so conditioned to fixate on here in the physical. Cause that is literally weighing you down. It's like an invisible weight that you cannot see. So when you lighten up, you can make your pathway towards enlightenment. Okay, and like it's a process, right? It's not something that's linear. It's things you have to work out of your energetic system, right? It goes beyond just like self care days or stuff like that. You have to do the work to free up your energy. So again, that's why I wrote this book, Decolonizing the Divine, is your kind of guidebook or your framework on how to do that. Okay, but essentially, when we understand that everything is connected to each other, we return back to this inherent knowing that we existed in. So, like I said, black people were doing this long before any religion or book came along. We had an inherent knowing of what God was, okay? And throughout history and throughout times, things have gotten distorted to serve particular populations of people, right? When we get back to this inherent knowing, this is how we're going to get free. This is how we get liberated, okay? So I hope this helps you get a clear understanding. Oh gosh, a spider. Okay, I hope this helps you get a clearer understanding. That's nature talking to me. Hey, girl. I hope you get a clearer understanding of what's needed to navigate your spiritual growth. So, if you like this content, please become a part of the community. Subscribe. Please like it and share it with anybody who would find this useful and helpful. And I hold seminars periodically, particularly for Black women, to help them understand the natural energy that they carry. So it's called Reawakening Your Ancient Divine Energy for Self Mastery and Liberation. So basically, I teach you about Black women in particularly, our natural connection to the divine and spiritual world, our original spiritual position, how to get back into it, and how to use your natural energy that you carry to transform your life, basically. So that will be in the description below. I hope you check it out, and I hope you join me for the next one. And again, like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you think in the comments, please. So that's it. That's all I have for you for this particular video. And I will see you next time with love and enlightenment. Mocha Moizelle.